Okay, so today we have I Know It's Over by the Smiths. This is the live version from 1986, which of course was put on the album Rank. I've never heard this. I've never seen the live performance of it either. And this was the first Smiths song that I ever reacted to. I remember that because I remember one of the comments saying that this is a weird place to start. But I didn't know where I was starting with the Smiths, and that was years ago now. But again, I wanted to come back to them, and people have suggested, doing old performances from them. So let's get into this, talk about it after. This is a long one, 7.5 minutes, so strap in. Here we go. New to me.
I can feel the soil falling over my head, and as I climb onto an empty bed, oh well, enough said. I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go over. I can feel the soil falling over my head.
Baseline, man.
The sea wants to take me, the knife wants to cut me. Do you think you can help me? Sad veiled bride, please be happy. Handsome groom, give her room. Just love her, treat her kindly, though she needs you more than she loves you. And I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go. Over, it's over, it's over, it's over. I know it's over, and it never really began. But in my heart, it was so real. And you even spoke to me and said, if you're so funny, then why you on your own tonight?
Hands on the hips.
You're so clever, then why you on your own tonight? I know, 'cause tonight it's just like any other night. That's why you're on your own tonight. Triumphs and your charms, while they in each other's arms. It's so easy to laugh, it's so easy to hate. It takes strength to be gentle and kind. So easy to laugh, it's so easy to hate. It takes guts
gosh. So there it is, I Know It's Over by the Smiths. I just wanted to see here from the Rank album. This song was not the last song because I saw Morrissey getting off the stage there at the end, but I guess it wasn't the end of it. But anyway, I was just thinking after such a performance, I don't know if he was getting a little emotional or something, but and had to leave. But my God, what a performance! What else can I say at the top? 7.5 minutes here. I think the original is almost 6 minutes, but obviously there's the longer outro here. And just what I love about watching Morrissey perform and watching the Smiths perform. I mean, I don't know if I've done a video of a live performance from the Smiths, but now that I think about it, I don't know actually. My God! But anyway, when you see Morrissey, he's so into it. Even today, he still takes his shirt off. But when he took it off here in '86 or whatever, I mean, you might have saw me there looking at him because he's ripped. I mean, he's ripped as hell. I mean, he must have been 26, 27 around this time. They were all young lads. I believe Craig Gannon, who was on the rhythm guitar, he had to be pretty goddamn young, like 20 or 19 or something when this was happening. So I can't even imagine you're like that young and you're playing on stage with the Smiths, and the Smiths are almost over already. You want to talk about I Know It's Over, but just to watch them all. And I love how Andy and I believe too Craig were kind of just standing still the whole time. But Andy, though, I gotta mention now, his brooding bass line right off the get-go, he and Mike Joyce just make the song. Watching Mike Joyce here too, I mean, his performance is just brilliant. I just love how in tune he was with the song as well, and how captivating he was and how timely he was as well. And I just love, again, where I wanted to go next was with Johnny Marr, who was playing in front of Mike Joyce, and how they just seemed to be doing well together, whatever, they seem to be having a lot of fun together. Johnny Marr's sweeping guitar work here too is just so beautiful. His guitar lines so melodic, which also go along with the melodic funky lines from Andy Rourke. And I always say funky with Andy Rourke because that's just his style. I mean, on so many different songs. Barbarism Begins at Home is a big one, obviously, and he's very funky on that. So you really can't take the funky out of them. But it was just watching them do this, and knowing that this album came out in 1988, the Rank album, and the Smiths were done at that point. They had broken up. So again, you think about how the song's called I Know It's Over, and it was over. So that, I thought about that when it was going on too. That just a little over a year after this performance, they were done. And Morrissey had moved on to different things, and so had the rest of the band. But anyway, to talk about Morrissey's vocal performance, I love how at different points, and this happens in a lot of his performances, his voice can have it can go a little hoarse or something, or it can crack, but it doesn't sound terrible to me. I just love when that happens, because it just feels like there's so much more emotional depth when that happens, or it just shows me that he's even more into what he's doing, or the emotions just hitting him. I don't know. I just love when his voice isn't always perfect or whatever. I love here too when, of course, on the studio record, whatever, he does go to a lower register at different points, especially when he says, handsome groom, give her room, and he goes down there in a lower register. And I like how in this one too, it just how he would do that, but almost I don't know, with a bit more swagger, you want to say, or what. But I mean, he's full of swagger here again, just taking off his shirt. I mean, the shirt's over top of his head. I like, when he's singing about the soil on the top of his head, and it's just, I don't know, it's just such a captivating performance. They always knew how to put on a captivating performance, one that you couldn't not look at. Either way, you had to look at it. And I was kind of surprised nobody ran up on the stage. That's one thing that always seems to happen, at least in some of the Morrissey performances I've seen. People run on the stage and hug him, but I guess maybe that wasn't happening as much back here in '86. But either way, it just, and I like how, this is I think like the only video I saw of this performance live, so it's not the best or whatever, but I like how dank and kind of dark it all is, and how kind of, you can tell again that this is just some person in the crowd or whatever from '86 here, and camera quality wasn't the best at that time, and I don't know, it just adds to the time even more. It adds to the whole kind of retro feeling, if you want to say that, or you do feel like you're back there in the '80s with the guys and watching them from the audience. I don't know, there's just that kind of a feeling to it as well. And yeah, so like I say, the brooding beginning, I loved how, of course, everyone knows the song. I know the song, of course. I've listened to it so many different times, but never this performance. So watching them rise up and then fall back down and, go to a calmer pace and then picking it up again. I mean, that was happening very well at the end of the track too. When Mike Joyce, again, I couldn't take my eyes off of him at the end of it, really, and how he was so bombastic and such, and just going all around his kit, and it's just like, holy freak. And anyway, but then it would die down one more time, and that was for the final time, I do believe. But just beautiful to watch them go. And yeah, and I've always thought, and this is out of the blue as well, But I talk about Morrissey taking his shirt off there and whatever the hell, and all those different things. And, you know, the guys were good looking in the band, some of the guys, but I always think Mike Joyce was the most handsome of the bunch. So, so there you go there, if you want to, you know, take that for what it is. As I, you know, kind of fawned over Mike Joyce there, and I just wanted to mention that. So we talk about the Rank album, as I mentioned. I didn't mention all of the guys on it, but let's just talk about it here. Morrissey, he's on vocals, would you believe it? Johnny Marr's on lead guitar, Andy Rourke's on bass guitar, Mike Joyce on drums, and as I mentioned, the guy who has been, I think, considered the fifth Smith, Craig Gannon, is on rhythm guitar here. And like I said, I think he was, let me just see this now, because what the hell, I already talked about it. Born in 66, and this was 86, so yeah, he was about 20 years old. I just can't imagine being 20 years old and playing with the Smiths on in performances. It's just crazy. I don't know. That's a lot coming at you at such a young age. Holy fuck. But anyway, of course, the song is considered and might be the most bleak Smith song of all time, and that's saying a lot with Morrissey's writing and how bleak he can be. But isolation here, suicidal ideation as well comes in mind. And one thing too, this is one thing that, of course, even with all the years that I have known this song now, and the Smiths being one of my favorite bands, there's still, with these lyrics, there's still a lot of things up to interpretation, and I've seen so many different varying possibilities about what it's really about. I mean, a lot of people think it's about a relationship that's over, of course. A lot of people think it's about Morrissey's relationship with Johnny Marr, and as I mentioned earlier, the band was done when this album came out in 88. But so that always comes to mind with no matter what you're talking about, whether Morrissey's and talking about that in a solo career or whatever, talking about a past relationship that's over, people always say, well, he's talking about Johnny. But still, you know, so that does come to mind. But to me, it does seem like there was never really ever a relationship to begin with. It was all about an obsession that the narrator or Morrissey here, whatever, had with somebody that, and that it was unrequited. It was unrequited love, which is something that Morrissey, we know, has talked about so many different times in his lyrics. But either way, like I said, it's all about isolation. It's all about despair. And I mean, the boys were always very good at writing about those things and singing about those things and playing with those lyrics. So let's get into the first verse here. I mean, again, I've gone over these lyrics way back in the day, but that was a long time ago. I didn't really know what I was doing, and even today I probably don't. But, oh mother, I can feel the soil falling over my head, and as I climb into an empty bed, oh well, enough said. It's just like, oh my god. Oh mother, I can feel, I mean, it's almost like he's reverting back to being an infant in a way, or being innocent in a way, or whatever. I don't know if he's actually talking to his mother or what have you, but looking for somebody to, you know, cry on, really, in a way. You know, oh mother, I can feel the soil going on top of my head. It's like he's being buried alive. This almost seems like, too, like a guy at the end of his life thinking about all his past loveless, thinking about his loveless life, really. And how he feels like he's being, either way, he feels like he's being buried alive now, and how this empty bed is almost like a coffin in a way too. And when he says, as I climb into an empty bed, oh well, enough said, he could go on and, you know, finish that line off or whatever and rhyme something with bed. But what's the point? What's the point in the way of who cares? And what's the point in the way that we understand his problem there, you know, climbing into an empty bed? Well, that's sad as hell right there. So then we go on to the chorus. I know it's over, still I cling, I don't know where else I can go. And his repetition of over and over and over. I don't know. I just love his delivery, and just how sad he sounds. I guess how dejected he sounds. It's such a, I'd say great performance, but at the same time, it seems very real. And Morrissey's always been really real and vulnerable, especially back here in the 80s when talking about his feelings and his life and his love life. Again, that's gone on forever now. But anyway, but the chorus, I kind of just talked about it. But like I said, I know it's over, still I cling, I don't know where else I can go. It's like, of course, again, you think about a relationship or whatever, and that this relationship is over and whatever. But again, I don't know if a relationship ever really happened, because he goes on later to say, and it never really even began. So, you know, there's so many different things going through my big fat head. But at the same point, he doesn't know where else he can go. Now, what does he do with this love that he has for this person, which is unrequited, of course, no matter what. And I know it's over, you know, and I know my life is over. I know everything's over. It's just, it's obviously a big, empty feeling in his, you know, in the pit of his stomach throughout the whole song. I mean, again, there's a reason why this is called the bleakest Smith song of all time. the second verse here, oh mother, I can feel, and going back to that mother, reverting back to his mother, just, again, looking for someone to, side with him on here. Again, a shoulder to cry on. The soil falling over my head. And I mean, haven't we all felt the soil falling over our heads? See this, and then this line here, see the sea wants to take me. The knife wants to slit me. Do you think you can help me? And it's just like, this guy I talked about earlier, there's some suicidal ideation, if that's the word I'm looking for. And that's, of course, a big point of this. The sea wants to take me. The knife wants to slit me, kill me. And of course, he would be the one doing that. And do you think you can help me? But at the same time, there's a feeling of this guy has an ego. And that ego's been inflated. But at this point, too, it seems like that, his time with his ego was kind of run out as well. He doesn't know where to turn, obviously, as he said earlier. Anyway, and then we go on here to a next point where he kind of brings in a different perspective, I would say. Sad veiled bride, please be happy. Handsome groom, give her room. And then he goes down to the lower register. Loud, loutish lover, treat her kindly, though she needs you more than she loves you. Now, I don't know if we're talking about a different relationship here. Again, where Morrissey's kind of talking to these people in the story anyway, and giving them advice. And it's like, who's he to really give love advice? My goodness. But either way, that last line, though she needs you more than she loves you. That's in a way what Morrissey seems like he's doing as well. Or the narrator anyway, Morrissey, the narrator, whatever you want to say. But he needs somebody not just for love, but almost for companionship, or as he mentioned earlier earlier in the second verse too, that mother character, I don't know, he needs this person more than he actually loves them. And I don't know that, I don't know if we're bringing that into this other relationship too here at the end of the second verse, but, I feel like I butchered all that shit. But either way, sad veiled bride, please be happy. Obviously, all these people seem very depressed. The love doesn't really seem to be true. She needs you more than she loves you. She needs you just for her life or her circumstances more than she actually wants to love you. I mean, my God, it's just more sadness. And then the chorus comes in again, and I know it's over, so I cling. I don't know where else I can go. And that's again, I know it's over, but where else am I going to go? What am I going to do? This is all I've known, loving this person or obsessing over this person, whatever you want to say. And at the end of this line too, I know it's over and it never really began. And that's like I say, I don't know if there's ever a relationship to begin with this person. But in my heart, it was so real. There you go there. In my heart, it was very real, but maybe it was never even real to you. I mean, maybe we never even talked that much, but, and then he goes on, and you even spoke to me and said, and then we move on to the third verse where she said, if you're so funny, then why are you on your own tonight? And at the same time, I've seen people talk about how, is this really the other character talking, or is this his own thoughts talking? Because again, this guy seems to be all about his thoughts and in his thoughts and in his head. So yeah, I don't know. I think about that perspective still, but either way, it seems like he's roasting himself, whether through himself or the other person he's talking to is roasting him. If you're so funny, then why are you on your own tonight? And the way that Morrissey put his hands on his hips while he was doing this in the performance, in a way of saying, why are you on your own tonight then, buddy? Anyway, if you're so clever, then why are you on your own tonight? And then if you're so very entertaining, then why are you on your own tonight? And if you're so very good looking, why do you sleep alone tonight? And again, I think about whether it's in his head or this actual, other character in the song is saying this to him. He had that ego, and that ego's being very deflated at this point. And these are hard hitting questions. You're clever, you're entertaining, you're good looking. Why are you on your own tonight? And you're funny too. Why are you on your own tonight? And my God, it just tears him up even more. I know, because tonight is just like any other night. Oh God, that line, no matter how many times you hear it, my goodness, I'm spitting. Like many other lines in the song, it's just so poignant. It's just so painful and relatable for a lot of people as well. My goodness, tonight is just like any other night. That's why you're alone. It's just like, Jesus. That's why you're on your own tonight, with your triumphs and your charms while they're in each other's arms. Again, now talking about another couple anywhere, really, I guess, that love each other. You're never going to have that. Even though you got your triumphs and your charms, you're still alone, you piece of crap. And then you go onto the bridge. It's so easy to laugh. It's so easy to hate. It takes strength to be gentle and kind over and over and over. And these are such Morrissey lyrics too. Back when I reacted to the song for the first time, I don't know what the hell I said throughout that, but I have come to know now that these kind of lines, like many other lines in the song, I have to say, are just very stereotypical, or just typical Morrissey, whatever Morrissey-esque lyrics, where it's easy to laugh, it's easy to hate, takes that strength to be gentle and kind, just to be nice and get treated right. But it seems hard for a lot of people to do. It's so easy to laugh. It's so easy to hate. It takes guts. And I've always loved the way he says guts, just and almost like in the way of him like saying goods or something, but he says guts, and I don't know, he just puts a lot of emphasis on that word. Anyway, it takes guts to be gentle and kind, over. Love is natural and real, but not for you, my love. Not tonight, my love. Love is natural and real, but not for you. For such as you and I, my love. Again, the love was never natural for him and whoever he seemed to love, and it's just all the people he associates with too seem to be, they're downtrodden as well. And then you get the outro, oh mother, I can feel this oil falling over my head, and that's repeated on. And just the way he wails about, and again, he seems to, in the performance there, I don't know if it's real or what, or if he's just playing to the crowd, but he seems to almost get emotional. They got the shirt over his head, he leaves the stage, and the rest of the band just plays it out. Just a commanding performance. And I think about commanding too. Mike Joyce, very commanding on this track too, behind them. I always say, and it's kind of known that the drummer is the backbeat of a song and such, or a performance, but Mike Joyce was very much that this time here. He and Eddie Rourke were a great bass section on this track, or the big brooding parts of the track that just made the song feel even sadder, whatever you want to say there, you know, again, more tragic, just with that bassiness, if you want to say that much, and that hard-hitting feel. And anyway, so shout out to Andy, and of course Mike. Sweeping guitar work from Johnny Marr as well. Like I say, his guitar line is just so beautiful, just so sweet, and like I said, it's sweeping, and even though the song is sad, his guitar work is just, like I said, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and you can fall asleep to it or something, my God. And then again, Morrissey on the vocals. I have read that as well, that Johnny Marr said this is probably his favorite performance Morrissey's ever done, and as well, not in this performance, but his favorite vocal performance on any song Morrissey has done. And yeah, so I just really enjoy it. So I'm glad I came and watched this performance either way, and I can't believe I've never watched this or listened to anything really from Rank before. I've only done the studio albums, but you never know what's going to happen, I guess, through the channel. So anyway, thanks for some people for suggesting this. I just did it on a whim. And if you can see, my freaking glasses are fogging up. It's hot as hell in here, so I'm going to go. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all those different things. Really appreciate all the support. And maybe I'll do some more Smiths reactions like this in the future, because there's a lot of old reactions I've done with the Smiths that I didn't really know what it was doing, and the quality sucks. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for everything. Talk to you guys again soon.